So this is it. This is the pinnacle, the culmination of one arm pressing. I did a 150-pound dumbbell for 6 reps here. And I sent this to somebody and I said, I really wish I would have gotten 10 reps because I think it would have sounded more impressive. And they told me it's not the number of reps or even the weight, it's the process of how I got there. And I think that's very true because, like I've said many times, like when I started off the one arm stuff after the injury, it was really hard. It was really hard mentally because it's like you can't get excited about something you're not going to compete in. You don't know how it's going to translate. It was just about staying at it and continuing to push, if nothing else, because of the mental side of things. When I say like I was afraid to get soft, I've said that a lot of times. I never meant physically. I meant mentally. But here you go. This is the first set I did with both arms with anything serious. I had tested out benching the bar a couple of times before this, so 45-pound bar, 40s in each hand. I did tempo work with this, so I'm controlling the eccentric and then pausing at the bottom. I will say I can feel the scar tissue in my left arm popping when I did this, which is kind of cool. I know cool is probably not what most people would think, but that's where my brain goes. So I was like, oh, that's interesting. You literally just hear it like pop, 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 pop. But it felt good. It felt good to do it. You can tell there's some stability that needs to be built up in that arm. Like it feels like there's plenty of explosive strength, but there's some missing stability to the overall ability to bench. So it'll take time. I can already see I can peep in my program for, I think maybe tomorrow. I've got some actual barbell bench, so we'll see what that looks like. I didn't even really look at what the weight was going to be, probably super light. But we're slowly going to build that back up. I know when I talked to my surgeon, his big thing was do close grip, do tricep stuff, but neutral grip really makes a lot of sense too, because then you're not using your biceps tendon to stabilize. And then I still continued to do a lot of unilateral work that was heavier with the right hand. So the 100-pound Viking press. I didn't record it, just the empty Viking press with the left hand for the same number of reps. Here I did the one-arm dumbbell row with 140, which I really miss working out my back with both hands because like my upper back is super, super strong. I also just want my upper back to look and appear bigger and be bigger and stronger because I think the strength and potential of that is just so high. But yeah, so came into squat today. The squat session, man, I'm going to tell you something. And I know I've talked a lot about emotions and stuff like that on here lately because the truth is I've been going through some life changes. I'll put it out here. My marriage is ending, going through a divorce. And also just, I'll tell you, like, reflecting back on the last 3 years of training, like, just every relationship that I've had in and outside the gym, it goes through seasons, So I feel like just kind of at the point of a season change with a lot of things. And so, I just wasn't feeling good this morning. I woke up, I felt like shit. I laid in my bed with my dog cuddling. I had the sniffles and everything in me just didn't want to do anything. I wanted to bed rot. But I know better. So I got up and I did what I had to do. Put some music on, got in the shower. I shower before the gym. Well, that's something I learned in the Army. We used to shower before we'd take a PT test because you're waking up at like 4 a.m. to go exercise and your body's not awake and the shower will actually wake you back up. So yeah, so I got in the shower, I put on some music, and I got my ass to the gym and immediately I just had like a lot of positive interactions with people. And that's where I want to take a moment to say, like, and I think I've said this before, I almost made like a story post at one point on my Instagram of this, like, thank you to everybody who's reached out to me. Because between the bicep injury and, my changes in my life that people are or aren't aware of, like I've had so many people that reach out and just, I get texts that are just like, hey, are you okay? How's everything going? And they're people that I do talk to, but that don't regularly text me. And so it's amazing to see how many people care about you when you're going through something like that, who's willing to check on you, who's keeping up with you and all that kind of stuff. And, I've been blown away. Because it shows me that I touch a lot of people's lives, that they care enough to keep up with mine. And here's the thing, these squats went freaking great today. This is 497 pounds. I'm doing pin squats with them. And the last time I did these, my coach gave me a little bit of feedback about that I wasn't letting the weight rest on the pins. So I definitely tried to do longer pauses today. And I think it did. I'm looking at these. This is the last set, and it looked great. Then we did some back extensions. This is actually I just use this as a chance to practice my hook grip again. So, and this is a super weird fat bar that I found, and I did hook grip with it. Just numbing out my thumbs is great, and then building the grip strength, which the left hand grip strength didn't lose much. Which here's the thing. I think if you go through a bicep tear and you have a 12-week recovery, like you're probably gonna lose some grip strength. But my weird body only had like a 3-week recovery, which is cool. And because I recovered so fast and I was back at it so quick, I really haven't lost much. So these felt good. The thing about back extensions is I can do it with 400 pounds. I've done it with 512 pounds. This is 225 or whatever it is. And it's as long as you hold it and you're doing a decent rep range, you can always feel it. The lower back is getting conditioned. The hamstrings are getting conditioned. You just got to keep your legs straight. That's the key. Then we did some single leg press. Hunter actually jumped in on this with me. Hunter will go down as one of my favorite training partners of all time. We did a whole strongman prep together when we did War of the Warehouse last March, and it was just so fun to work out with that guy. He's younger than me. He's got crazy endurance, but I push him. And I was pushing him on this. He wanted to do less weight on these than I did, and I actually technically did more weight than what my coach asked for. I did 6 plates, 15 reps for my last set. It was only supposed to be 5 plates, but they just felt so good. But also after waking up and feeling like crap all day, I just felt amazing in the gym. Felt like I could have done 600-pound squats instead of 500. Felt like I could have done 8 plates on this leg press. So, I was feeling really good. And normally I would do a long rest in between legs and let somebody else jump in, but I actually just jumped right back in and did the left leg. And Hunter, his buddy, jumped in, did that with me, and that was cool. So, yeah, it felt really good. And, anybody that's following me on Instagram knows that I also did just sign up for my next meet, which probably sounds absolutely crazy. But I should specify it's not until April of next year. It's going to be in Texas. The USPC had invited me to compete as a pro back in, it was supposed to be July 25th. And obviously with the bicep tear, I wasn't able to do that. And I messaged them and let them know that. And they were like, cool, no problem. And I had said hopefully I get opportunities in the future because it's an invite-only thing, and they really didn't say much. And so to get another invite already while I'm still only training with one arm, I think says a lot. I was super flattered by that, so absolutely accepted that invitation. And anybody who knows me knows that I really like to have my next meets planned out and committed to, because it just gives me a tangible end goal in mind, and I'll work way harder if I have that goal in mind. So yeah, super excited to be doing that meet. That'll be Texas, April next year. And in the meantime, I got a message from somebody about something really cool. There's going to be SSB max out for cash. A lot of these gyms now are doing these things where they're having people max out, and then they're having a contest and paying out cash on it, which is super cool. For me, I can't ask for a better event. Maybe SSB for reps, because I can smoke people on that too. But maxing out the SSB, listen, I think right now I could probably do 650. Give me all the way until that one's going to be in October. I don't know, man. Maybe I put up a 700-pound SSB squat. I'll probably do whatever it takes to win and then have some fun. I don't know how much cash is going to be put up. I don't think they've announced that yet. But that'll be cool. That's supposed to be at Rockwell Barbell. I think it was October 16th. So I'm excited about that. These went really well, by the way. That's a 100-pound weighted plank. Hunter did it with me. I did a minute, which is exciting because I have really only done one body weight plank since my bicep injury, because I just didn't know how it would feel to lay on that arm that way. So then jumped back in, got a 100-pound weighted plank for a minute, which, my body weight right now is 320. That's significantly less than I normally weigh. So I think that made it easier. And then I made Hunter do it, and I told him he had to do a minute and a half. And he did, which is super hard. But, he put in the effort. It's funny, we both talked about things that got us through. I always tell him, if you've been watching this, that my main motivation is usually thinking about, impressing people or people having expectations of me. And he told me about something that was motivating him to get it done. And yeah, man, everybody does different things to get themselves there mentally and feel motivated to finish a hard set. And I'll tell you, man, a weighted plank is one of those things that'll test your mental more than anything.